Hello, hello, hello. You're tuning to the episode of the Wunderkind Morning Show. Look. Good morning, guys. Well, how's everybody doing? Jared Thomas, first in the chat. Hello, good morning, sir. It's a salute. Michael Hakins, good morning, bro. King Blaze, good to see you, bro. Good morning. King Lee, more early and at attention, bro. Hit that like button, y'all. Exactly, man. Hey, we got an action-packed show today. Of course, we're going to be discussing LeBron James hitting his 50,000 mark, first player in NBA history to get to that mark. A great accomplishment for his career. And we're also going to be talking about NFL rumors. Now, the rumor that's going around is that the Patriots are trying to peel, claw, rip, whatever type of adjective or verb you need to use to describe what they're trying to do to get A.J. Brown from the Philadelphia Eagles. So, yeah, we're going to get into it. And I hear you, Jared Thomas. LeBron James is a lot of people's GOAT. He is not mine. Michael Jordan will forever be the GOAT for me. And I will touch on that why. You know what I'm saying? LeBron has done some exceptional things in his very long career. But I'm going to retort some of the things with Michael Jordan. So let's get started. And you know what I'm saying? We got a couple people in here. We're going to get this thing started right. I hope everybody had a good night, safe night. It is Wednesday morning, 2005. 25, my bad. Having flashbacks. Jared Thomas said, Nitro, rumor has it the Chiefs want Devontae Adams as well. Nick Wright was cheesing all show. Bro, I'm going to be real with you. He wants whoever he can get to help out Mahomes. And Mahomes does need some better outside weapons. So, I mean, that's not far-fetched. It's not. But once again, Nick is a troll. He even looks like a troll. So he's just going to do anything for the Chiefs. Just like some people could say that I'm pro-Ravens. Well, he's pro-Chiefs. So that's why I don't really watch him too much. I get clips, and then I go about my business. You know what I'm saying? But, all right. Just to let y'all know, we're here. Let's get this started. Yes, LeBron James has officially hit 50,000 points for his career. And I just want to say congratulations to that man. Mind you, this is regular season and playoffs combined. This is total points. And mind you, he's been to the playoffs more than any other player also in NBA history. So that helps out his case. But make no mistake about it, there'll probably never be someone else to eclipse 50,000 points in NBA history. It's just an amazing feat. Will Darden, good morning, bro. He accomplished it. And I know a lot of people are, going to say he's the GOAT. Kareem had that top number for a line. He wasn't even considered, for a lot of people, top 2. He was barely making top 3. So, I give nothing but respect to LeBron James for achieving this high-level number, which will probably never be broken. Yeah, but once again, he is not my GOAT. He's not my GOAT. And I can make the argument against him being the GOAT. But once again, I think I'm just going to stick to him doing this now. The reason why I don't think this is ever going to be beat, there's 2 reasons why. 1, timing. LeBron has been able to play in a harder era, right? When things are harder to do, defense was allowed. I remember, you remember the Pistons and how they were holding people. They had like the record of holding people under 70 points for consecutive games with Rip Hamilton, Chauncey Billups and stuff. He got to play in that era and then elongate his career through this era. So he's been battle tested already through a harder era and then allowed to play in this era, which I do not see that timing happening again. Another reason why I don't think it's ever going to be broken again is because LeBron James, for everyone saying how long he's played, has remained uninjured. This man has played 22 years in the NBA or something of that effect, and he has no seasons where he's had to miss seasons because of injury. Kyrie Irving has just went down with an ACL injury. Think about how many seasons he's missed. Michael Jordan had one season where he missed almost the entire season because of an ankle injury. Kobe Bryant with the Achilles. Charles Barkley with the back. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the back. You've had so many guys that have had great careers that injuries did them in. Not old age. Not because they couldn't play the game no more, but eventually injuries piled up so much that their bodies was just like, bro, I'm just in so much pain. I can't go any further. Good morning, producer. Good morning. Good morning, man. Let's get it. So what you're looking at is you're looking at a player in LeBron that the medicine is better. Medicine has never been better. Recovery from games has never been better. And this man has spent $1 million a year to keep his body in top tip flight shape. And mind you, once again, I am not hating. This goes to the greatness of LeBron James. To stay uninjured for 22 years is incredible. That's more incredible than anything he's done. Any amount of points, any amount of assists, any amount of rebounds he's accumulated through his career. That's the most impressive thing he's done throughout his career. Good morning, Omega 21. What's up? Think about this real quick. You have guys that legit have problems getting through 2 consecutive years uninjured. You have guys that is almost impossible going through 5 years uninjured. Much less 10. I feel like Kobe Bryant would have broke the 50-point if the Achilles never happened. Kobe was just at that 25, 26 points a game, and I would have just like, for as much as he was scoring and they still couldn't stop him before that. Yeah, and as much times he went to the free throw line, I think Kobe would have got it too, but the Achilles did him in. It did him in. He was never the same after the Achilles. The same injury I told you that, stopped my everything for me, for my dream of playing basketball. So the Achilles is such a hard injury to come back from. It really is. Even with advanced medicine now, that it's the way how you explode, you plant, you bend, you lean, like, man. So once again, that's to me the most impressive thing LeBron James has ever done, is staying uninjured for 20 plus years. And RIP to Kobe. Yep. Kobe being Bryant, RIP to him. So that's where I am when it comes to that. I've said this before. In my tops, LeBron James is number 2. I've always said that he's accumulated so much statistics that it's almost impossible to see him under anybody other than Michael Jordan. There is no way you can make the argument that he has not been a better player than any of the other players except for Michael Jordan. And that's why I have him number 2 all time. He has been nothing short of incredible. He is going to go down as he's the only player that you can argue truthfully against Michael Jordan. Now look, here's the kicker. If you take his career accomplishments outside of this, and you take Kevin Durant's and put them together, that means all of their accolades, that amounts or accounts to everything Mr. Michael Jordan achieved. And they would still be down the Defensive Player of the Year award. To show you, to keep it in context. You know where I'm coming from? Because a lot of times when people say Michael Jordan's better, everything else, they're not giving you true reasons why. I will happily tell you why on my list LeBron James is number 2, Jordan is number 1. You have to understand, Jordan led the league in scoring 10 consecutive seasons. Yes, he passed Jordan in points, but Jordan was top 5 in points in way less games than every one of the top other 5 guys combined. Like, Karl Malone played almost 20 years. How long did Karl Malone play for? Like, y'all got to understand, it's a longevity award, and it just shows that you were able to sustain greatness for a very long time. You know where I'm coming from? Karl Malone, bro. Malone seasons. So Karl Malone played 19 seasons. 19. You know where I'm coming from? Like, you're talking about Kobe played how many seasons? And Kobe came out, him and LeBron came out from younger ages. You understand where I'm coming from? So they came out when they were still teenagers. Like, these other guys are coming out in their 20s, stuff like that. It makes a very big difference. You understand where I'm coming from? So, like I said before, nothing shooting down his legacy, but I will always say Michael Jordan is the greatest. What he's accomplished, being undefeated in finals, having the highest points per game in playoff history, highest points per game in regular season history, 6 of them things, 6 finals MVPs, 5 regular season MVPs. Like, bro, Defensive Player of the Year award, led the NBA in scoring like 12 times. Like, bro, Michael Jordan is him. Y'all got to understand, like, it's not just like a lot of people get caught up now on certain things. Kareem had the longevity stats for a long time. He was not considered better than Michael Jordan. There is a reason. There is a reason. Now, do I put LeBron James number 2? You darn right. You can't argue this level of greatness and what he's been able to accomplish. You just can't. You just can't. Omega 21, I'm going to get to the football stuff soon. We're going to pivot to the football stuff. I see you, bro. And I see what you're saying to Jared Thomas. Don't worry, we're going to pivot soon. King Blaze said, I like Jordan over all players until the King arrived. Now it's LeBron over Jordan. Nah, what Jordan did for the league, for brands, for basketball will never be replicated. Ever. Much less being undefeated in finals against some of the greatest players to ever play. On top of that, the level of scoring. Like, think about it this way. You guys remember the scoring that Kevin Durant was doing at the beginning of his career? Early in his career, we got 3 straight scoring titles. Or even when you've seen the 3 or 4 years of James Harden at his at the height of his powers, when they were allowing the triple step back, he was shooting. That was Michael Jordan for 10 consecutive years. I want y'all to understand there's levels to this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not knocking LeBron, but Jordan, when you start, like, if I put up all of Jordan's accomplishments on this screen, a lot of you would feel offended. A lot of you would look at it and be like, bro, there ain't no way. Because you'd be like, bro, no one's ever going to beat that. No one's ever going to be able to do that. No one's ever going to be able to copy that. Because I don't see people being able to do that ever again. Be the best player in the league while averaging the most points per game and leading teams to multiple finals appearances and doing 2 3-peats. The man left, made a movie, played basketball, came back and had a second 3-peat. He didn't make 1, he did 2. LeBron James only repeated once. And that was on Miami, where he had literally the top 3 players, or at least the best players, 3 of them at their respective positions at that time period. Dwayne Wade was the best shooting guard of the league at that time. LeBron James was the best small forward in the league at the time. Chris Bosh was the best power forward in the league at that time. And they got to play in their prime together. Like, don't start, bro. I know history. So when I speak, it's not speaking out of being just this unbridled Jordan fan. that romanticizes everything he's been or the after effects of Jordan. No, I'm speaking literal facts. And because of facts, LeBron James is my number 2. LeBron James I don't like that all-around thing. LeBron is undoubtedly a better passer. He was undoubtedly a better passer. I would say a better rebounder because of his size. But as a scorer, that's all Jordan in every aspect. I don't care what you want to say about it. He's the better free throw shooter. Better defender. Now, some people are going to argue that and say LeBron could guard more positions. No. LeBron can guard the positions now because it's become free-flowing basketball. Centers are not actually centers. Power forwards are not even actual power forwards anymore. You know where I'm coming from? Like, they're not. They're tweeners. Like, I want to remind you that when LeBron had to go against Dwight Howard at the height of his powers, was he even slowing him down? No. And Dwight Howard's not a 7-footer. So I'm just let you understand this now. So that's why I try to tell people there's levels to this. So as a defender, as a scorer, I pick Jordan. As a passer, as a rebounder, I pick LeBron. When I look at LeBron, I look at a more athletic Magic Johnson. That's what I see when I look at LeBron James. Magic Johnson was scoring very well back then, but with the rule change and everything else and LeBron's athleticism, yeah, it just took his scoring to another level, and he was able to put up a lot of points. But where LeBron truly shines is his passing ability. That's LeBron James' best attribute, is his passing and rebounding. That mirrors to me more Magic than anybody else, truthfully. Habitual line server said, I don't have an all-time list because no one is here for all time. Did I miss something, or can we now achieve immortality? I heard a lot of players say that who's the best of their eras, because you have a lot of people that discount Wilt Chamberlain. If we're going to talk just statistics, Wilt Chamberlain was the greatest player to ever play. If we're going to talk rings, then it's Bill Russell. We're talking about the accumulation of everything together. And when I look at an accumulation of everything together, Michael Jordan is untouched. The man has 6 rings, 5 MVPs, 6 finals MVPs, 10 or 11 scoring titles, a defensive player of the year, rookie of the year, multiple all-star game MVPs, like the highest average for points in the playoffs, most playoff scoring in a playoff game, highest average for a career. Like, bro, like, yo, yeah, 2 gold medals. Like, yeah, Michael's him. Good morning, Kush. Good morning. Lindo Bowling, GM Nitro. Jordan is my GOAT. Jordan 3 years of college. James right out of high school. Yeah, it makes a big difference. That's 4 years. That's a 4-year difference. You understand where I'm coming from? And both of them hit the ground running. The Michael Jordan in his rookie season averaged 28 points a game. Mind you, this isn't ESPN where they're feeding information into their microphones. I know these stats off the top of my head. Michael Jordan's rookie year was 28 points a game. That's some people's highest in their careers. He has the highest average in a season only behind Wilt Chamberlain. 37.1 points a game. And then he followed that year up right after with 35.7, 35.8 points a game after that. Like, bro, like Jordan is him. All of the deals that they get, all these shoe deals and everything else, that's Jordan. That's Jordan. The logo should have been Air Jordan. But they've given it, you know what I'm saying, to what's his name? From the Lakers. Mr. Clutch. Jerry West. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said before, I'm not hating on LeBron at all. LeBron is number 2 all time. This is an amazing accomplishment. I don't think he'll ever be beaten ever again. 50,000 points. Being able to stay healthy for that long, to me, is the true achievement. Whatever he's doing, if you want longevity, you look at LeBron, regardless whatever sport you play. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, they think there's been foul play in his longevity. I don't want to hear it. Nothing's been proven. I give nothing more respect to what he's been able to accomplish. The man spends $1 million a year on his body to remain healthy. So I do nothing but salute that. But if I'm picking the greatest of all time, it is Michael Jordan. Number 2 is LeBron James, and that is not a knock against LeBron James. To be rated just behind Michael Jeffrey Jordan is an accomplishment within itself. This man, we watched Kobe Bryant literally do everything to mimic Michael Jordan, and he couldn't even make it to be right behind Jordan all time. So I want you to understand the level of accomplishment that LeBron James has done. And it's nothing but respect. Yeah, Top G, Jordan had a higher peak than LeBron. LeBron's been able to just extend it for longer. But Jordan's peak was absolutely ridiculous. If I go back and show you his playoff statistics during his six title runs, your mouth will drop. He has been nothing short of incredible. Like, Jordan, think about it now. A lot of Jordan's statistics will never be beaten. We've had some of the greatest scorers of all time. LeBron James putting up how many ridiculous numbers. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant. Iverson finished with a 26, 26.2, 26.5 average points per game for his career. Kobe averaged, 24, 25 at the end of his career. Jordan's end of career with the 2 years in Washington is 30.1 points a game. 30.1 points a game. Like, bro, I want you to understand, he averaged for his career 30. He's the closest player outside of Wilt Chamberlain to try to average almost 40. And that's even with Kobe having that year where he put up 35 points a game. That's with James Harden having that year. He put up 35 points a game. That's with Allen Iverson having that year where he put up 33 points a game. Like, bro. Like, come on now. Like, LeBron is, there's a reason why they call him King. King James. But air is above everything. There's a reason why his name is Air Jordan. The man don't live on land. He live up there. Everything that's being able to be accomplished in the NBA, or even overseas and everything, is on the back of Michael Jordan. From a business perspective, from basketball perspective, from the fadeaway jump shot to the post play for guards, everything else, everything, how you market players, everything is from the back, the play, the accomplishment of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. I'm sorry. He's not just him. He's him. Honestly, old heads had Kareem over MJ. Most old heads did not. Because a lot of the old heads were saying, bro, Jordan's him. After him winning his second and third title, they're like, he's him. They always gave respect to Kareem because Kareem was excellent from high school all the way until he retired. You understand? So everybody other than always gave Kareem number 2. But on everybody's list now, most people, mine at least, it's Michael, LeBron, Kareem, and then everybody else. Those 3 players, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, have just done things that I don't think will ever be done in the NBA ever again. And that's why they're my top 3 all time. And they carried their eras longer than most other people, regardless of who else you look at. Jordan's era was long, and his peak was high. Same thing with LeBron. Even though LeBron has had other guys that have had like big runs during his run, which is Steph Curry, which if you're looking at statistics, you're looking at impact, you're looking at championships, MVPs and stuff like that, how is Steph Curry not top 10 all time? That's another argument that people don't like to hear. Don't get mad at me. I'm just telling the truth. What's it called? In my opinion, I'm sticking to the LeBron different. That's fine. And that all of us are going to have, it's all opinion based. But once again, when I'm making an argument, I use nothing but facts. And that's why anything that I'm doing, I lean more on facts. I'll always lean more on facts. And when you start to break down the longevity stats, LeBron's going to have all of them. But when we look at averages, Jordan is still king. Jordan did more in a shorter span. That's like you saying this guy has been great for a long time, but this guy played half the time and achieved way more with less, with playing with less. And you're saying, well, the guy that did it longer is a better player. That's the argument. I'll never subscribe to that argument. I'll never agree with that. Now MJ run was 8 years, not 10 plus. We're not going to start disrespecting the bad boy Pistons. He had to earn his stripes. I would never disrespect the bad boy Pistons. Once again, I've talked about this habitual line stepper. I've talked about how they were made to be the villains when they were the team that Celtics, Philly, and Lakers are beating up on. I remember when Magic, I rewatched that game like 3 times when Magic started the game by literally splitting Isaiah Thomas over the top of his head when he went up for a when he split the defense, went up for a layup, and looked at him like, don't come to me for about nothing, because they were kissing before the game and everything else, and tried to injure him out of that game. Everybody was the bad boys until the bad boys decided, nah, we're going to be the baddest boys. And then everyone said, oh, that's not fair. Now, you never saw Chicago trying to play that level of ball. What they did to Michael Jordan, like trying to even slow him down, like they were knocking out all of his, like, bro, y'all remember why they didn't beat the Chicago, why Chicago lost to him the last time Chicago lost to them? It's because Scottie Pippen was getting beat down. And then he said, oh, my head, I have a migraine, I can't play, the humanity, and quit on Jordan. When Scottie finally toughened up and said, I could run with you now, the Chicago Bulls never looked back. You know that, right? Like, if people point always to the year after Jordan retired, the Chicago Bulls still won like 50 games or whatever so it was like that, people seem to forget that the second year before he came back, they were having almost a losing record. Jordan came back, and they ended up being one of the top teams in the East. People don't like to point that out. But once again, I'm always going to link to historical facts. Always. And I don't say, man, like I said, he was the best player in the league, man. Chosen one, are we having an MJ LeBron debate? No, I don't think it's really a debate. For me, it's always going to be MJ 1, LeBron James number 2, Kareem number 3. LeBron James has achieved some great things for longevity stats, chosen one, but I'm always going to lean towards the player who had a higher high. Look, I've already made this argument. I've said this before. Michael Jordan achieved more in a lesser time frame, you understand, with less better players. Like, y'all understand that, right? LeBron James played with one of the best accumulated talents we ever seen with the Heatles when he was playing for the Heat. He managed back-to-back You understand? He got crushed in his first finals against the Spurs. Finally makes it back to the finals against the Mavericks, against what's his name? Oh my gosh, Dirk Nowitzki, with way less talent on his team, and got blown off the floor, with Jason Terry averaging more than him. He then rebounds, wins 2, salute to him, then loses by a historical amount against the Spurs. I'm not ESPN. I don't need the facts. I know the facts verbatim. So once again, like I said, look, Michael was better, for a shorter time, but he accomplished way more. Joe Tooney, alert. Joe Tooney from the Bears, from the Chiefs, has now been traded to the Bears from the Chiefs. Yes, that's breaking news right now from the NFL. Yeah. And also, 49ers kick off contract talks with Brock Purdy with $45 million annually. Crazy work. Chosen one, 49. This is so hard because no one compares the actual eras. The Jordan era was more physical, but the new age has more physical freaks and anomalies. It's hard to compare eras. The game has changed. Yes, it has. But I want you to understand something. They had physical freaks in Jordan's era. Jordan was a physical freak. Charles Barkley was a physical freak. Karl Malone was a physical freak. Shaquille O'Neal was a physical freak. If I take the physical freaks from then just by measurements, jumping, speed, 40 time, and all that stuff, I can make an argument the 90s had more physical freaks for their top end players than they do now. But now the medicine is better. Now the game is softer. Now they're shooting more threes. So with the shooting more threes, also with that level of scoring, what it was going on, it's an extra point for every shot. That's just being real. That's all facts. You can't even argue that. Oh, Olajuwon's a absolute physical freak. I will never. Thank you for bringing up Olajuwon, because people sleep on Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. An absolutely physical marvel. What's his name that played for Portland? Clyde the Glide was a physical specimen. Dominique Wilkins, physical specimen. Come on now, guys. There was a plethora of guys back then. Sean Kemp was a physical specimen before he couldn't control his weight. Grant Hill was a physical specimen. Jesus Shuttlesworth, Ray Allen, before he was gone, was a physical specimen. Penny Hardaway, physical specimen. Dr. J, physical specimen. Moses Malone, physical specimen. Bro, I could do this all day. I am not like other people that do not know the history. The NBA, the basketball, that was my first love. That's what I played. I loved it. I trained. My mother used to have to force me to come inside 10 o'clock at night. I used to use the light from my automatic one to shoot and use the street light so I could see the rim. David Robinson, the Admiral, another physical freak. I could talk that money, I could talk that talk, bro. There was a lot of them. A lot of them. So, and look, once again, this is not a shot at LeBron. LeBron has been amazing. I got him number 2 all time. The highest 2 40s, the 40-inch verticals of all time, is still Wilt Chamberlain and Michael Jordan. The height, think about how high LeBron jumps, even with his height. Think about how high Vince Carter was getting up. Think about how high Zion Williamson is getting up. None of them was jumping higher than Wilt or Michael. That's a fact. I'm not hating on LeBron. How am I hating if I got him number 2 all time? The only thing I'm saying is when you listen, guys, keep everything that I say in context. When you start to talk about the top 10 players in NBA history, you have to nitpick because they've all been great. Elijah Wan was amazing. Shaquille O'Neal was amazing. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was amazing. Kobe Bryant was amazing. Shaquille O'Neal was amazing. Michael Jordan was amazing. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar amazing. LeBron James amazing. Like, you have to nitpick when you are going through the top 10 of anything. But I'm not hating. I am not hating. LeBron James is a physical specimen. Passes like magic, big like Karl Malone. Vision unprecedented. We're talking about the greatest passer of all time in Magic, and that's his comp. With also bringing an unbridled physicality in size and strength that can only be mimicked by Dominique Wilkins or Karl Malone or Charles Barkley, which accounted for a lot of his scoring. LeBron James has been nothing short of sensational. Nothing short of it. The man is a physical freak. And his greatest attribute is his ability not to get injured. The man has never been injured in his career, a major injury. His knees, soft tissue, shoulders, back, Achilles. Everybody that watches basketball knows without a shadow of a doubt, the knees, the backs, and the Achilles are usually the three main things that go bad for basketball players. He has been able to thwart all of that. They said when they used to drain Michael Jordan's knees, it could fill up cups from synovial fluid, I believe, from his knees. So I'm not hating at all. I'm not hating at all. If you need me to tell you exactly how great LeBron, I'm not one of those people that will not speak on the greatness of a LeBron James. I will not. I'm not that type of person. But when you're comparing it to Michael Jordan, the nitpicking is part of it because, once again, that's who he's chasing. All of them are chasing it. When you nitpick Kareem, you have to nitpick it when you're, is the Kareem better than Michael? No. Magic, no. Bird, no. Kobe, no. Shaquille O'Neal, no. He is the most durable athlete across any sport in the history of mankind. And he's doing it at 6'9", 250. It's ridiculous. You would think he has a magical stone somewhere that rejuvenates his body. What's the pool that what's his name from the Batman comics steps into to rejuvenate himself, makes him go crazy for a little bit? Ra's al Ghul, the Ra's pool or whatever they call it. You would think LeBron has one of those. A hyperbolic, what's it called? The chamber from Dragon Ball Z. They sit him down and they start rejuvenating themselves. You would think he owned one of those the way he's been able to stay up. And yes, producer, exactly. Vince Carter was a physical specimen. Tracy McGrady, physical specimen. Allen Iverson, physical specimen. Like, bro, you could go back to a lot of those guys and bring them in today's game, and they would break the game. Break the game. Imagine McGrady in today's game. And just let you know, he could shoot like Durant, right? Where you couldn't touch the ball. And he could drive like and get to the basket like a Kobe and stuff like that. Could finish. Dunking on dudes. And strong. I don't watch enough NBA to have an opinion, Smarty. It's okay. Jason Richardson was another freak. People forget about Jason Richardson and him winning, what was it, 3 straight or 2 straight dunk contests? Yeah, man. Wilt Chamberlain was a beast in his time. Wilt Chamberlain was a monster regardless of time. The man was he was one of the biggest freaks that sports have ever seen. The Big Dipper. Wilt the Stilt. Like, come on now, bro. I was born in 1990, but that doesn't mean anything. I watch both. That's fair. And if LeBron's your guy, LeBron's your guy. LeBron could be your GOAT. I heard someone say this, a woman say this, and I totally agree with her. He could be your GOAT, but the actual GOAT is something that you cannot argue. Perfect example. My favorite player of all time is Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson is my favorite player of all time. Ever. The GOAT. He's who I modeled a lot of my game after. Him, Baron Davis, and my father. I could say, Iverson's my GOAT. You know what I'm saying? But the actual GOAT is still Michael Jordan. What up, Gurun? Morning. Lindell Bowling, yes, James Worthy was a great player. And a physical freak also. Daryl Dawkins. A physical freak. People forget about him. Chocolate Thunder. Pistol Pete Maravich. The stuff, listen, if you ever want to think about guys doing crazy things, go watch Earl the Pearl. Go watch Pete Maravich. Go watch highlights of them. You're going to be like, they're playing like that? Yes. Like, yo. You want to see a crazy highlight when people bring up like Kyrie and everything up? Go look up Nick Van Exel highlights. Go look up Stephon Marbury highlights. Allen Iverson highlights. And you're going to tell me Pete Maravich highlights. And you're going to try to tell me you haven't, it's never been done before. Like, come on now, bro. The convo is saying something in itself. Yeah, I get it, bro. And that's just being fair, but people are going to have it. But like I said, the GOAT is the GOAT. You can have your own GOAT, but the GOAT is the GOAT for a reason. King Blaze, salute to you, bro. That's your mans. You feel me? Listen, I'm not mad. I like talking about it. I like the debate. Nigel Nick Wright is also a CJ Stroud. He hates everybody going against, what's his name, Mahomes. Anybody that's a threat. Yo, King Blaze getting mad. I love you, bro. It's no hate, no mean. Will I Am Layers or something like that. Lazarus. Yeah, the Lazarus Pit. There it goes. The Lazarus Pit. Yeah, Will I Am. The Lazarus Pit. That's what it's called. Yeah. From Ra's al Ghul, the green slimy dips himself in. Zach Schleich, yes, he could. Tracy McGrady could shoot like that. It's just now you're able to press into people. You could play. Like now you can't even be in their airspace anymore. Like if they land close to your foot's like under them or whatever else like that, that's a foul, even if you don't touch them. Tracy could shoot his butt off. That's why the shooting statistics are different back then because it was made for more physical basketball. You could hand check, they were grabbing, harder fouls. Listen, and if you think I'm lying, Zach Schleich, when they allowed a little Draymond Green, who is much smaller than Kevin Durant, to play him physically. How did Kevin Durant shoot in that series? Go and look it up. How did he shoot? Yeah. He couldn't even close out the fourth quarter. He was missing everything in the fourth quarter because he was so tired. You remember when the Thunder faced against the Golden State Warriors? Oh, I'm telling you, I know I'm not going to. We do this, bro. Like, I do this. Money Mike, I was born in 95, bro, but I know basketball, bro. Jordan is clearly better than LeBron. Yeah, bro. But LeBron is still amazing. He's great. Second best player all time. But Jordan, y'all got to understand what Jordan is, bro. Like, for some of y'all need to go watch Jordan highlights. Jesus. The man was ridiculous. Prime Nitro versus Prime Shaq. I got Nitro. Bro, at my basketball weight, I was only 180. At my basketball weight, I was 180. And I could dunk. So yeah, I wasn't going to be able to go against Prime Shaq. He backed me down in that paint easily. Nitro, the worst thing so far in 2025 is Nick Wright and the Bills fans being on the same side now in terms. Because Lamar, once again, is the face of the league when it comes to the hate that the face of the league is supposed to get. He doesn't get the adulation, though. And he's the biggest threat to Patrick Mahomes' throne. 80 said he was born in 04. He know Jordan the GOAT. He's the GOAT. It is what it is. But, guys, we're going to pivot. Shout-outs to LeBron and everything else. You know what I'm saying? Once again, look at there goes right there for the statistics. LeBron has paced himself so far in front of everybody else. He's played for so long now that if you combine all of these other years from these other guys, that's the difference between 1 and 2. Steve Francis, the franchise. And I'm a franchise like the Houston Rockets, know what I mean? Oh my gosh, man. Great. But what we're going to do is we're going to pivot to a little bit of football, right? So rumor report is going on. Guys, this is exactly why I get on the Baltimore Ravens front office so much. It's because of stories like this. So if you do not know, the Patriots, with their new coach, former coach of the Titans, former coach of A.J. Brown, is trying to pry A.J. Brown from the Eagles in a trade so that they could give him to their young and upcoming quarterback. That's crazy, right? Yeah, but that's what's happening right now in the NFL. The Patriots called the Eagles about superstar wide receiver A.J. Brown. I've heard the Patriots will do whatever they can to get a real wide receiver one for Drake May. One person told me they heard the Patriots calling Philly, asking if A.J. Brown is available and what it would take to pry A.J. Brown to New England. Ain't it funny? A young quarterback that shows promise. What do these teams do? Surround him with talent. Right? Isn't that what's been said, right? What did the Ravens do? My gosh. Even if they don't get him, they're trying. They're doing everything in their power to give their young QB a true number one receiver to build a rapport with, to grow with, to throw to. Please tell me if you ever remember the Ravens doing the same thing. Please. Fill me in, everybody. Do you remember? Because I don't. You see the difference? That's what frustrates me a lot of times with a lot of these teams. Because what you're doing pretty much, you're saying that Lamar's good enough. He don't need all of that. That's all we ever hear. But we're watching other teams do whatever they can. Even if they don't end it, they at least try. I said that the other day. I said that the Ravens could pick up Terrell Owens, and some Ravens fans would be like, he's still good. He still play. Lamar just got to find him. Nasty work. My gosh. Oh, you made me want to sin myself. It's nasty, bro. Kyler was given a number one. Herbert was given number ones. Lawrence was given number ones. Patrick Mahomes was given number ones. Josh was given number ones. What's his name in Philly? Jalen Hurts was given number one. Jaden Daniels was giving a number one. What's the quarterback for the Bears? He was given multiple number ones. Tua was given a number one. Aaron Rodgers was given a number one. Tom Brady was given number ones. Peyton Manning was given number ones. You want me to keep going? Russell Wilson was given number ones. Caleb Williams. There he goes. Thanks, Jared Thomas. Like, huh? Burrow has two. He had 3 number ones. Let's not try to change it up, Mario B. He has 2 number ones now, but before he had 3. And a top 5 running back at the time. You don't hear nothing. It's like, they need help. Lamar, his defense is good though. Running backs, he can run it himself. They're saying it's cheating just getting him an older Derrick Henry. That's crazy to me, right? Imagine a team doing whatever they can to get a number one for their quarterback. Oh, wait. It was literally every team outside of the Baltimore Ravens. Exactly. We should try to get Devontae. Devontae, Zay, and Bateman would make for a darn three-headed monster at the receiving position. Am I lying? And in the case that one of them get injured, you have a true backup plan. Chosen one exactly. Yes, he has some juice left. He cooked the Ravens last year. He cooked a lot of teams still last year. It's so frustrating when you watch teams go above and beyond for their quarterbacks, but we're on a team that refuses to do it for ours. And it's like, come on now, man. Come on now, man. Like, I'm just being real. I'm not hating, but seeing this, my blood started boiling. Now, mind you, Philly will probably say no, but what if the Patriots give them a deal they can't refuse? What if the Patriots say, we'll give you a 1, a 2, and something else? What happens then? If they say, we'll give you 2 1s for A.J. Brown, what happens then? Are you going to say, yo? They're always going to make excuses for him, though. They're always going to make excuses for Patrick. He's gotten blown out twice in the Super Bowl. That's some of the worst losses for quarterbacks in Super Bowl history. Peyton Manning has one of them against, of course, the Legion of Boom. But you can make the argument Tom Brady's never been blown out like that. Patrick Mahomes has not done it once. He's done it like that twice. I'm talking about got the doors blown off. It's always never no help. They carried him all season. All season long they carried Mahomes. All year. Chosen one said Devontae, Zay, Bateman, and Tez Walker. Bring back Wall. Yeah. You're going to try to tell me that's not a good receiving core? Devontae, Zay, Bateman, Tez, and Wallace. I love Wallace. I hope they bring back Tyler. That's not a good receiving core? Come on now, bro. Do you got your 5? Let's run it. And you still got Isaiah Likely? Come on, bro. Shh. One day we need to have Tom Brady and Mahomes convo, but it's not really a convo. Brady to go until further notice. Exactly. Mahomes have been blown out in the Super Bowl twice. That was with, and one of them was with Tyreek Hill, with Travis Kelce. I don't want to hear nothing. Lamar Jackson had multiple games where he was pressured more than Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. And you know what's said always? Well, Lamar, it's your job to make it work. Tylen Wallace don't drop nothing, bro. He's sure-handed. Exactly. It worked out fine for me if one of these teams lose. I got great backups. I'm going to try to get in touch with Devontae and talk him into doing. I'm going to try to go viral to get in touch with Devontae. And hopefully I could talk him into 1 year with the Ravens. Let's see if we can get this ring this year. And then, you know, with him having a ring, still having juice left, especially if he has a 1,000-yard season, he can sign a 2-year deal somewhere else and then go help another team. But that would be what I would think. Just like I told y'all, OBJ was only a 1-year rental. And a lot of people told me I was tripping. Nitro, no help is BS. Did Mahomes have help when he beat Josh? No, listen, they was carrying Mahomes. Him, the refs, and Taylor Swift was carrying Mahomes the entire time. I don't want to hear nothing. He had more than enough help. More than enough help. More than enough help. We're not going to act like we didn't see bad call after bad call at the end of games for the Kansas City Chiefs. There was no reason for the Chiefs to go 15-1 last season. None. The amount of bad calls in the fourth quarter that we've seen. And some of them were back-to-back-to-back calls. It got so bad that was the problem. Like, once they weren't giving him those calls, their team couldn't function. That was what happened in the Super Bowl. Once they weren't getting those calls, his offense and stuff couldn't function. If you watch the defense was doing good against Philly for the first half. And some of the third. It's after when the Phillies started to put on more points, like, darn. Because the offense kept going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. The defense got tired. The defense for the Chiefs was playing darn good in that game. Darn good. Remember, 7 of the points was a return touchdown on Mahomes. Top G, let me let you understand this right now. If Lamar Demetrius Jackson II ever threw for 5,000 yards for 50 touchdowns, had 1,000 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns, it would be, and won the Super Bowl, it would be regarded as the greatest single season in NFL history, and it wouldn't even be able to be argued. I can only pray he has a season like that. Oh my God. I'd be insufferable. Oh, I'd be on the bring Lamar, praise God for the yes, straight up. AJ, there's rumors going on that the Patriots are trying to pull, yank AJ Brown from Philly, and they're trying to see what it would take to get AJ Brown from Philadelphia Eagles right now, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. It's the same thing I heard Philly is willing to do to try to get Myles Garrett. It's the same thing the Patriots are trying to do to get A.J. Brown. It could end up being a 3-team deal. That should be something to look at. A 3-team deal between the Patriots, Browns, and Philly. So Philly would get Myles. Patriots would get A.J. Brown. And then the firsts and a second would probably go to the Browns. No, I feel you. Ain't no way Thuney got traded for a 4th. Yep. But yeah, we don't want to. Hey, it is what it is. I don't even get mad about it no more. That's too rich for the Ravens. You ever notice how when these trades happen, you be hearing this for like a fifth or a sixth, and you be looking at the Baltimore like, y'all ain't willing to give up a fifth or a sixth? We got like 2 or 3 of them. So what? It's like, yo, y'all really grimy out here. What we're talking about is the Patriots don't care. They will do what it takes to make their team better. Ravens are quiet while they draft 11 players that don't make a difference or make plays. It's factual. Nitro, who do you like for a back? Kush said, who do you like for a backup QB for Lamar? That's a position that doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion. I had brought this up the other day. What's his name that was just on the Cowboys? I love him as a backup for Lamar. He was the backup QB for the Dallas Cowboys. He was supposed to become the star for the 49ers, and he never panned out. I think it would be an amazing backup quarterback. Trey Lance, there it goes. I think it'd be an amazing backup for Lamar Jackson and this team. Trey Lance. Tell me I'm wrong. Y'all wouldn't like Trey Lance as the backup for Lamar? And have him growing behind Lamar? Trey Lance, yep. There will never be true excuses for Lamar because Lamar is hated. I told you that. When it comes to being the face of the league, there's 3 guys that share it. This is not the NBA. It's Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and the Bills quarterback Josh Allen. Those 2 sharing the adulation. Lamar just gets all of the hate on his shoulders that the face of the league is supposed to get by himself. Anybody at this point would be better than Josh. I even heard people saying bring back Joe Flacco. I heard people saying that they wouldn't mind Joe Flacco sitting behind Lamar. Which, if you like the fan base, that'd be a big fan thing to bring him back. Yeah. And make him be the backup to Lamar. Bring him back to Baltimore. I think a lot of fans would love that. So, who is happy with the Lee Evans drop? It's Lee Evans money, Mike. I think Trey Lance, but there's a lot of fans that said they would like Joe Flacco to be the backup. So, Zach Wilson. Now you can keep it. You know, habitual line stepper, I like that he is the heel. If you're looking at it through wrestling terms, yeah. What did King Blaze say? Your man Blaze. Let me go back and see what he said. What did he say? I'll always be a fan of the Ravens, Patriots, and Falcons. I mean, that's him doing that. I mean, it's his way to like the teams, but I'm Ravens all the way. Next Monday will be wild. We're going to get to see Fields. Justin Fields, he's not coming to Baltimore. Oh, I see what you said. I see what you're saying. So your team is Ravens, but if they're, you know what's crazy? I kind of had that with the Texans, because I was a big Andre Johnson fan. I loved Andre Johnson and Arian Foster. I was a big fan of theirs. I always wanted the Ravens to win. So if you're saying it like that, I understand. But I said if the Ravens didn't win, I would have loved to see Andre Johnson get a title. I really did. Andre Johnson is one of my favorite wide receivers of all time. And Arian Foster, one of my favorite running backs of all time. I loved seeing those two. I could watch those two play all day long. Same thing I loved with Steve Smith. So, but it was more players than teams. Professor walked down. No, he is not. No, he is not. There's not one thing you can lay your hat on that you can say Kobe Bryant was better than Michael Jordan at. Shooting, defense, passing, rebounding, strength, size of hands, wins, averages, MVPs, finals MVPs. Like, don't do that, please. Don't. Hey, that's not even an argument. You can't even argue that. Kobe is not better than Michael. On no planet is Kobe Bryant better than Michael. But guys, it's been over an hour. That is the Wunderkind Morning Show. And you know how we end the show. You know what we do. We have to have what? We have to have some trivia. Now, I hope, for God's sakes, all of you guys know this song. Because this cartoon is one of the biggest cartoons of all time. Even though I wasn't big on the cartoon, I absolutely loved the theme song, and I love the games and the other stuff that spun off from it. So without further ado, do you guys remember this song? I want to be the very best, and no one ever wants. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. These Pokemon don't understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch up, it's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Oh, you're my best friend. In a world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch up, it's so true. I know it's the follow true. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon, bro. When we are talking about one of the greatest cartoons franchises of all time, Pokemon has to be on that list, bro. And the crazy thing was, I just loved the theme song. I love the theme song. I didn't like the repetitiveness of the cartoon. The movie was great. But let me tell you this right now. You see these games? You see these games? You see these? When I talked about a goated game, when I talk about something that brought nothing but jovial adulation and smiling faces to children across the world, I am talking about the Game Boy series of red, blue, leaf, green, and yellow. Bro, listen, man. Listen, man. Listen, man. It's even hard to state the impact of Pokemon sensation. Bro, the card game. Heck, you got dudes right now selling Charizard for $100K. Bro, y'all knew if y'all were watching, if I'm doing 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, if I didn't bring a Pokemon, it would be a travesty. I would be known as a heretic by some. The show, the theme song, one of the greatest theme songs of all time. But I wasn't big on the show. I was more of a Digimon guy. But if we're talking about the card game, we're talking about the video games, it's not even an argument. Like, it's not even close. Yo, everyone's saying fire, mini concert. Bro, Pokemon deserved it, bro. Pokemon deserved, even with my voice being as cracked as it's been, it deserved for me to give it everything it got. Yu-Gi-Oh's another crazy one. The card game, I love the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. I was nasty at that. Oh my God. My deck was amazing. And I was taking people's hearts. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But Yu-Gi-Oh was another one. But nothing comes close to the absolute worldwide sensation that was and will always be Pokemon. The only sensation globally that I could even make even somewhat comparisons to, it's Harry Potter. That's it. There's nothing that's been as close. Those two phenomenons, bro, and they were big in their own ways. Because with the movies and the books was Harry Potter. The only book that Harry Potter didn't sell more than was the Bible. It's nasty work. Yu-Gi-Oh's bigger than It was bigger than Digimon. I never understood the Pokemon card game either, bro. I just collected them, but I never understood how to play it. Yu-Gi-Oh, I played it. How do I clown on Yu-Gi-Oh? I played Yu-Gi-Oh. And oh my God, there's another one. I'm not gonna bring it up. That will probably be, because listen, I've been giving a lot of love to the 70s, to the 80s, even to the 90s, but I haven't been giving love to a lot of the early 2000s and a lot of the 90s stuff. So I wanted to try to give some stuff up. You know what I mean? I wanted to do some stuff. You know, I got another one, if you guys remember it, for tomorrow's that I hope brings some of you guys back. Because I played that game and I watched the cartoon too. But man, this was a phenomenon. A phenomenon. Shoot. Y'all don't even know. But thank you for tuning into another morning show. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, tell some people about it, let them be there. Subscribe, please, if you have not already done so. And if you would like to donate to the channel, help out with equipment and such stuff like that, bottom of the screen, there's a QR code. QR code is with Cash App. Cash App is located in the description of every video that we do. Name of it is Money Sign, The Wunderkind Show. Super easy, guys. But thank you guys for tuning in once again. Like I said, I love you guys. Y'all know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yerp.